long did you want them to fill out that form?
It kind of depends on what they're trying to do.
Okay. So just hold off on the email.
No, email them and say that the judge, would like to get this back as soon as possible. It's a general. Any idea of the name Bradbury? Kay Bradbury? Not an attorney's firm or something? Check and see if we have anyone by that name, perhaps. Angelica Del Toro. Hi. Yeah, well, she may not understand that.
She was showing up at least. She
Dixon is here.
You have a Bradbury, but it's Randall and the case is closed since 2015.
It wasn't Cade. The Bradbury you're talking about was not Cade. Was it that name?
Oh, no, Randall.
Okay. I don't care about that. Wow, Monica Buckley. Koch firm for multiple, it says. Okay, well, there's a lot of weird stuff in here. I don't know who half these people are. Literally more than half. So good morning. My name is Judge Person. Welcome everybody to court this morning. And there are folks whose audio is still connecting. Yeah, I see the gentleman pointing to his ear, but he can't hear me. So I need to kind of figure out who's here because while there are a lot of people, I haven't been able to either identify or connect to someone on the docket. So one thing I want to do is just let everybody know to stay muted until it is your turn. If we all start talking at the same time, it really becomes just a bit of an issue. Kay Bradbury, can you unmute and just tell me, are you with a law firm or do you have a case before the court?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm with the Tisdale Law Firm.
Okay.
Of Ms. Sierra.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me just make a note of that. You're with Tisdale. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and re-mute you. If I can find you. There's a person named, just simply named Christopher. Could you unmute and tell me your full name? Are you Christopher Hughes?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Christopher Hughes.
Great. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add your full name to the screen just for the purposes of this.
Alrighty.
And let's see if Mr. Matson, are you here yet? Oh, there he is. Got a couple people. Kramer Law Firm coming in. Let's see. So, Mr. Matson is here for the city of Temple. He is the prosecutor. He does not represent the court, rather he represents the state in the matters at trial. And we actually have a pretrial breakout room happening. And I'm going to go ahead, Mr. White, you were the first one that logged in on the attorney list. I'm going to go ahead and let you and Mr. Mattson move on into that meeting. Mr. Mattson, let's see.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And that should automatically send you over. You're on 2 devices, Mr. White, so I'm going to send them both over. Okay, and let's see. Then I had 1+ Nord N10 5G. I'm asking if you'll unmute and give me your name. That's going to help a lot.
My name is Dewan McIntyre.
Thank you, Ms. McIntyre. Now I've got you down. And I'm just going to change the. Wait, what's your first name?
Dewan.
Got it. Thank you. That way I won't lose track of you. And I'll be with you shortly, ma'am. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
And then Angelica Del Toro, can you unmute for a quick moment?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know if you understood this, but your case has been dismissed. So
Okay,
you
I wasn't
don't
sure.
need to be in the meeting. Is it everything finished? Yeah, everything is finished. So I'm glad you checked in, but I'm going to let you
Yes.
go.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Let's see. And then I have Moto G Play 2021. Could you unmute and tell me your name?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Regina West.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll go ahead and change the name on the screen so that I can keep track of you. And I'll actually remute you for a period of time. Let's see. Mr. Mattson, you're back in?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. White is ready to be pulled back too.
Oh, goodness. Okay. How strange. Neither of his devices. He must have a phone on one of them because he physically came back over, but the other one can't be moved. It's not moving.
Yeah, the other one's just my client in the at the office.
Gotcha. I'm not able to move them for some reason. If you want them in here, they
That's
will
fine.
just need to hang up and relog on.
That's fine.
But you want to have them hang up shortly because Mr. Mattson will go in that room with a different attorney in a moment.
Okay.
Let me pull that file. Y'all were a little bit faster than I anticipated. This is Kenneth Angel or Angel.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Mattson, Mr. White, where are we on this matter?
Your Honor, we're looking to move towards trial.
Okay, they had discovery request on April 4th. I do not have in their rep letter, I don't have proof that that's happened yet. Have y'all completed that step, gentlemen?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I know there's a way that they're doing that now with the city attorney's office. I think you can get with Mr. Mattson. We have final pretrial here in the building on June 1st at 1. And I'll just expect to kind of have us all come in and touch base briefly that day
Yes, Your Honor.
regarding trial settings and discovery and just proof of completion of discovery.
Mr. White, I'll send you discovery via email.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I'll let you go, Mr. White. You're good.
Thank you.
Good to exit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mattson, I'm moving you forward on the Jody Rosenbaum case with Wolf. I think he's here. I saw him come in. Are you still here, Mr. Wolf?
I'm here, Judge.
There you are. Can you get on screen at all?
Yes, ma'am. I'm almost to my destination. If that's okay, I can.
Yeah, you should not be driving on the screen, so do not do that. Call us
Right.
back. Call us back when you get safe. That's actually an offense. So I'll come back to him. I'm going to move on forward then with Attorney Dixon and the Landrum case. Let's see. Carly Jo Dixon, just moving you on over to that meeting, ma'am. Mr. Mattson, I think you're good to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Michael White's client's going to need to be asked to hang up.
Okay.
Okay. I can't move him out. Okay. I'm still identifying people, but that's substantially fewer. Let's see. I got Hughes. There was someone labeled conference, and they appear to either have changed their designation. Dallas is Galaxy A21. Can you tell me who you are? Hello?
I'm sorry,
Yes, what's your name?
Marisol Zuniga.
Okay. You were labeled Zuniga earlier. Wait. Dallas is Galaxy A21. Can you tell me your name?
Marisol Zuniga.
Okay, I'm not actually asking you, ma'am. I'm asking someone labeled Dallas as Galaxy A21.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Dallas.
Simmons. Got it, Mr. Simmons. Thank you. You might work on your volume because it's so low. I almost can't hear you, but I'll be back with you shortly. Now, what's happening with the sound? Let's see. I think on the telephone, area code 254, telephone number ending, I believe, in 688. Can you unmute and tell me your name? Phone caller?
This is Bernard Fonseca.
Let's see. The last name again?
Hello?
Yeah, the last name again?
Fonseca?
Fonseca. Thank you, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Fonseca. So one thing that happens with the phone sometimes is, yeah, can you listen?
Yeah.
Is sometimes what happens with the telephone is that people will kind of tune out because they're not on screen and it's not visually keeping their attention. So just be aware when I call your name, be aware that when I call your name, I'll expect you to unmute again, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and proceed. Let me just double check Christian Powell is here. People sometimes change their name after I've noted a name I can't. Mr. Powell, your audio is not connected where you may not even be able to hear me. In case you can't hear me, I'm going to send a chat to you. And I'll see if you can type back. We'll see if we can get connection with you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just make some announcements. When you're in a situation where you are issued a ticket or given a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That is what a ticket is. Oh, just hold on. His sound is not working. So yeah, that's a way that we get accused of doing something is that ticket. That's what that ticket represents as an accusation. When you give a plea, you're giving an answer or a response to that accusation. And there are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Now, guilty means I did this, okay? And no contest means I'm not going to say I did or didn't do it. I just want to move forward, not contesting the matter. Not guilty means I'm contesting the charge. I want the state to prove the case against me. So if you plead guilty or no contest, I'm going to move forward with sentencing. Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Mr. Powell.
Okay.
I was just telling you to hang up and try again and you wouldn't lose your place in line. So you're good to go. If it happens again, just do that. And don't worry, because I've got you marked in. Just get back on as quickly as possible. That'll be the best way. Thank you for continuing to try and being diligent. So, okay, so just kind of getting back to the basics here. So if you are given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation, and a plea is an answer, a response. And as I mentioned, guilty or no contest, that those are pleas that move you into sentencing. Not guilty moves you toward trial, because ultimately, if you contest or plead not guilty to the charge, you're asking the state to prove that case against you. That shifts that burden back over to them. So if you pleaded not guilty, you're moving toward trial. We have a pretrial setting and a final pretrial setting. If you have a plea of guilty or no contest, we're moving towards sentencing. Normally, that means being found guilty, having it go on your record, paying those fines and costs. However, there are some exceptions to that. There are still 4 ways to gain a dismissal in a municipal court directly from the judge. They are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. And compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed, such as a faulty piece of equipment, a registration charge under some circumstances. You can expect that I will talk to you about that directly if you have such a case, if I think that you might be eligible for a dismissal. A driver safety course option is available for moving violations. Every moving violation, all tickets actually, have a court cost and a fine. And if you called the clerk and asked, well, how much is this ticket, you'd be given that whole number. In the driving safety course option, you're only required to pay the court cost. The fine goes on hold, and then you get your course turned in, your driving record turned in, both on time. You gain a dismissal and you save money because that fine gets waived. And the court costs are not insignificant. They range from $140 to $169. So we can talk about that if you're otherwise eligible, about when that gets paid, but it has to all get paid at once. And then you have a 90-day window from that date to get in your class and your record and get the case dismissed. So we can talk about that if it looks like you're eligible for removing a moving violation from your record, okay? It does keep it from your record, and it does save you money, but you do have to follow through and do all the steps, okay? So we can talk about that if it looks like you're eligible. Third option is a deferred disposition. Municipal courts are one of the only courts where you can ask for that option directly from the judge, or you can ask the prosecutor if you're on the pretrial docket. And the way that works is your case is delayed for a period of time. We work out fines and costs, and we figure out how those are going to get dealt with. Sometimes there's a class, sometimes there's a record or a certificate of some sort. You can't reoffend during the deferral period, but at the end of it, if you've met all the conditions of the deferral period, which are in writing in a document that you have, then you gain a dismissal. The trick to the deferral is that you can request it directly from the judge, guilty or no contest, but I'd like a deferred. Or if you're on the pretrial docket, you can ask the prosecutor, Mr. Matson, in this case. And then teen court is for young people who are enrolled in middle school or high school who have an offense. And if you are teen court eligible, I'll start talking to you about that option and just laying out and spelling out how you do that option. It's a bit like a deferral, but with some slight notable differences. Mr. Matson, I know that you were talking with Attorney Dixon on the Landrum case. And let me get that pulled up. And we had a rep letter April 5th, and there was a request for discovery. I don't know that that's also has happened yet, but we have a final pretrial date of June 1st. Attorney Dixon, Attorney Matson, where are we on this matter?
Your Honor, we have a tentative deal in place, but we actually wanted to see whether the client would be eligible for community service. I know they still need to submit. They still need to submit their financial affidavit.
Okay, so we have a final pretrial date of June 1st at 1 o'clock. And I'd like to get everything squared away before that date to cancel that date. If I can get that that income affidavit in sometime this week, I can review it and let Mr. Mattson and Ms. Dixon, Attorney Dixon and Attorney Mattson know. I'll let y'all know, and then y'all can go from there.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Otherwise, just plan for June 1st at 1.
Great.
All right, you're excused, Ms. Dixon,
Thank you.
and I will move Mr. Mattson on forward. Have not heard back from Mr. Wolf. I'm kind of keeping an ear out. I don't know what's happened to him. So I'm going to keep moving forward. And it'll be, we have someone here from the Koch Law Firm. Mr. Nichols, are you present?
No, Mr. Nichols is not present. I'm here on his behalf, Your Honor.
Okay, what's your name, please?
Todd Tkach.
Oh, hi, Mr. Tkach. I don't know that I've ever seen you before. Okay, great. We have the Nichols case. And I'm going to let you two visit about it. How strange. No, he was driving on screen, so I disconnected him and told him to call back in when he was safe, and he's pulled up here. Tell him there's not really, he needs to get back on screen. He can be in his car, he just can't be driving a car and looking down at a screen since it's a crime. Yep, it sure is. Okay, anyway, strange. Attorney Wolf showed up at the building, Mr. Mattson. We're sorting it out. Mr. Tkach, Mr. Mattson, we'll let y'all go ahead and proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Moving forward, let's see. Moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Angel Campos or Angel Campos. You tell me the best way. Where are you? Here you
Angel.
are. Hi, Angel. Ms. Campos, how are you today?
I'm good.
Are you able to get on screen? Is it possible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hi.
Okay.
So let's see. I am looking at your deferred disposition, and I reviewed it earlier this morning. It ends May 27th. One of the conditions of that deferred is that you not receive any more convictions, okay? You have received new citations. They aren't convictions just yet, but you requested to just do a payment plan. If you do a payment plan, I enter a conviction, right? So here's the thing. Trying to figure out, you did your course, okay? And Alive at 25, and you did your life skills class, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And they actually got turned in on time. Everything looks good about your deferred, except that you're getting more tickets. So I kind of want to hear from you. Where are we with you getting maybe a driver's license and insurance?
I wasn't driving. I don't have a car. I was driving someone else's car that didn't have insurance, and then.
Yeah, but see, in Texas, one of the things you'll learn when you get a driver's license is that it's your responsibility as a driver to make sure that the vehicle you're driving is insured.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the issue with getting a license? Can you get a license?
Yes, ma'am.
What's that going to take? You're 18.
Well, last time I had asked about it, they said that I can't until because I had pending. Because of this or whatever.
No, I don't have a hold on your license.
Oh, okay.
Now, sometimes people go in and say, I have tickets, and they go, well, if you have tickets, then you can't get a license. But you're telling them that you have tickets. They don't know that you have tickets. I don't have a hold on your ability to get a license. Does another court have a hold on your ability to get a license? Do you have tickets somewhere else? Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, I would suggest to you that instead of continuing to drive illegally, you solve the problem.
Yes, ma'am.
I can give you a 2-week extension on these new tickets for you to figure out what it's going to take for you to get a license.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, here's the thing. If you continue to just drive though, I'm not going to work with you on it.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, you're in school, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how far do you live from your school?
About 15 minutes.
Okay. And who takes you to school?
My mom takes me in the morning.
Okay. And then you're working, and who takes you to work?
My mom or my brother.
So what's the issue with driving? You just feel like driving? What keeps
No.
happening?
I had got pulled over because I had there was a light, the license plate light was out, and I was coming back from picking up my sister from work nighttime. There was nobody at the
You
door.
went to get your sister from work?
Yeah, because
Whose vehicle?
my mom's.
Okay, does she know you're driving her vehicle?
She did, I think.
Do you know that it's a crime for her to give you that vehicle, knowing that you're not licensed?
Did I what?
Do you know that it's a crime for her to give you the vehicle, knowing that you're not licensed?
No, ma'am.
It is a crime for her. It's a crime for you. And, you know, I don't like it because if you hit someone, they are probably not going to be covered by the insurance because if there is any, because you're driving illegally and your family knows it.
Yes, ma'am.
And so then you're going to pay for the damage, your family or you will,
Yes, ma'am.
before you get a license. Now that will hold your license up. And it'll hold it till you pay it. I've seen people your age with $1 million judgment because they created an accident and they killed somebody. It happens. Texas kills more young people than any state in America. Young people 25 and under. And the balance of them, that happens because they're either young and new drivers or they are driving illegally, like you. So I don't know. It seems like I'm caring a lot about it and you just keep reoffending. Can you not solve this problem?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, I'm going to give you a 2-week extension. You need to come up here and sign for that extension.
Okay.
And that'll be another Zoom meeting so that you can tell what I expect from you on that date is that you report to me what you need to do to get lawful. And
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have a plan, you've put it in place, like you're signed up and you're ready to get going on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you gonna do that? Are you interested?
Yes.
What's your motivation level? How motivated are you to do this? Because what I'm gonna tell you right now is I could enter convictions today and put you on a payment plan. Right now, you would owe almost $1,200, $1,200. Do you care about $1,200?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you get someone to lawfully bring you up here to sign your documents?
I can, but not until about 4 o'clock.
Okay, 4 is fine. I'm making a note of that,
Okay.
that we'll see you at that time at the window. Okay, I'll see you May 10th in another Zoom meeting, and I want to report back from you
Yes, ma'am.
about what you're doing to get lawful, including solving this insurance thing. Saying the car didn't have insurance, my mother loaned it to me, tells me your family doesn't have insurance.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
if they are not motivated to get insurance, then you need to motivate them.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you're 18. All right.
Okay.
It means you can start going to jail for this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You won't be on time to work driving illegally. You'll go to jail. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you at 4. Okay. Let's see. On the Nichols case, Mr. Matson, Mr. Chakotch, where are we?
Your Honor, we have a deal in the works, but we'd like to extend the final pretrial to get that worked out.
You extend to the final pretrial May 18th at 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Mr. Chakotch, the way that I work that, and probably your associates I've told you already, but, you know, if I get everything in, I can cancel that meeting, but otherwise I'll see y'all here.
May 18th, at what time was it?
3 o'clock, that's in person. It's not
Okay.
Zoom. Okay, we'll
Yeah.
send that notice over to the email that we used to set the meeting, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Wolf, I believe I have asked you to get on screen. There you are. I guess you're in our parking space. You're not driving though, right?
I'm not driving. I wasn't driving when I was on the video earlier, just to make that clear.
Okay, well, you said I'm almost to my destination, so to me that meant that you were driving and then you were looking down. It was just odd, so everybody that does something that looks like driving on screen, I have to remove them. I've nearly witnessed people getting in an accident before, so I just don't take any chances with that. You don't lose your place in line, you just are asked to pull over, be safe, and join us when you can. I'm gonna send y'all both to that meeting room.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm moving forward then with Jada Ambery. Good morning, Miss Ambery.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm fine. I did review all your information. I have a couple of questions, okay? The last time we spoke, which was actually last week, I had extended you to turn in your permit. You were going to turn in your permit that day. You said you had the permit.
Yes, I have my permit on me right now.
Okay,
Actually,
but you never brought it to the court.
I never did.
We don't have it. That's why I told you last time to bring it in that day.
Okay, I could bring it today.
Okay, I'm gonna do that in connection with rescheduling you because the purpose of you bringing it in that day was for me to be able to sign a dismissal. But it had to be on time. It had to be on time that day. So bring it in and we'll set you up to talk to Mr. Mattson and see if he will make an exception to his prosecutor memo, because that's another dismissal option, but you knocked yourself out of that running because you didn't bring it in. So he might still allow it. If he doesn't, I can allow teen court. But before we move forward with teen court, let's see if we can't just get you to a regular outright dismissal, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna set you for a pretrial and you're gonna sign for it when you come in, okay, today.
Okay.
What time will you be here?
Probably by 11-ish.
Okay, and bring your permit with you. And are you scheduled to get a regular DL2 at some point?
Yes, I'm currently working on my driving courses right now, and then like 4 more, and then I'll be done, and then going to the DLC.
Okay, so to DPS. Okay, come by lawfully today by 11, you said, and you'll sign for your pretrial date. And also just let them make a copy of your permit, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Make a note in that file that the permit, she's had the permit, but it was not turned in on time. And so the prosecutor is reviewing for possible dismissal. Otherwise, we will look at teen court as an option. Put that note in that file if you would, so that we don't lose track of that idea. Lily Zapata, can you unmute?
Hello.
Hello, how are you this morning, Ms. Zapata?
Good, how are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm fine. I'm just trying to find your file. I don't know where let's see, I think they got confused. Hold on just a moment. I thought I reviewed her stuff, but here we go. 5 seconds. I don't seem to have it. Can we find it, please? Yeah. I have Zaniga. I thought I reviewed your file this morning. I don't know if it got connected to somebody else's. Give me just a moment. I remember reviewing it, in fact. I don't have it. It's not in here. Can I get a proof form? Where are you in school again?
I go to Midway High School.
Midland, okay.
Midway.
Midway.
Yes.
Oh, that's okay. And what year are you? What grade?
I'm a junior, Your Honor.
Okay. Can I just see it perhaps? Okay. Okay. So I had a guilty, but before I accept that plea, let me ask you, Ms. Zapata, are you, when I reviewed the guilty, not guilty, and no contest options, do you feel like you understood those options?
Yes. My parents went over it with me.
Okay, yes. And do you have any questions about the meaning of those pleas, guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And are you dad? Are you with her?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your name?
Jose Zapata.
Okay. And do you feel like she understands what she's charged with?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Ms. Zapata, one thing that you might not be aware of, and I will accept your plea of guilty, but one thing that you didn't check off on your plea form, but I just wanted to talk to you about, is you could be eligible for teen court. Now, right now, what we're doing with teen court, just we've kind of had a modification to it because of just the COVID factors, is that we do that directly from the bench, and so it kind of looks like a deferred, but instead of a the full costs of the fine, the ticket, we're looking at a $20 fee, and I would want to collect that. Normally, you come back to the court to pay that and get your paperwork, okay? And there would be a $20 fee. If we did that, can you pay that fee today in cash?
Would she have to pay it, or can I come pay it? Because I would want her to go back to school.
Right, but see, here's the thing, there's a ticket, right?
Mhm.
And we do miss school sometimes for court.
Okay.
An excuse, but the thing is, she's got paperwork to sign, and
Okay.
it's like you can't drive the car for her. She has to come sign and you sign with her.
Okay, but if you guys will be able to excuse her absence from school?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, we could do that then.
okay. I'm looking for one trip, not 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so we would do that today. Do y'all have any sense of what time today you could be back here?
Takes about an hour to get there, so.
Now, we
Yeah.
could email everything. We can't on this one because it's got to be cash. Yeah, on teen court, we can't do the email process because the payment has to be cash the way our system does that.
Okay.
Okay, and then there, Ms. Zapata, there would then be, you can do an online class, and it would be due much more quickly than it would be in a deferral. It'll be due May 26th. And with everything coming up with the end of school, you might want to do it earlier, okay? And we will give you course information. You'll have some to choose from. It's just like a regular driver safety course, but the process is slightly different and it's more quickly turned in because you are in that leading group for death and dismemberment on the Texas highways and roadways. And the sooner you get that class, the better. It's an intervention piece. And I know I can speak for Dad that we both would like you to be very safe. And the ticket represents the highest risk group. So speed is the largest contributing factor next to seatbelts in terms of safety. Okay. And when people have an accident exceeding the speed limit, they are more likely to be injured or severely than if they were going the speed limit. So that's going to be one of the lessons from the class too. And they'll explain to you a little bit more about how that works as well. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll have a teen court order for you and Dad to sign when you get here, and then a list of class information. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll look for y'all at around, let's say around 11ish.
Yes, ma'am. What is the location?
So it's exactly the same place that you came to before. I think y'all came in, but if not, it's really the Temple Municipal Court at 401 North 3rd Street here in Temple. And if you need the phone number, it's 254-298-5687.
Right here on our ticket. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Zapata, do you have any questions?
So will the teen court get it off my record?
Yes.
Okay.
It's also going to save you a little over $260.
Okay.
Helpful. The other thing is just don't forget to get that excuse for work or school when you're here. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then as far as turning things in, you can actually turn in your document for driver safety through the email portal. You can scan and email it over to us, and then just call and make sure we got it. Okay. You do not need to wait till your court date. If it's early, so much the better. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I had another question. So does this mean I can't drive for this time?
No, it doesn't.
Wait, so I can?
So you can't drive.
Okay.
Right. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't drive. It just means you should drive carefully.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll let y'all go.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay. I did just let in Motorola 1G Ace. Can you unmute and tell me your name, please?
Is it me, ma'am?
Sorry.
It's me,
I don't think so.
Christian Powell.
Oh, okay, Mr. Powell, thank you.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to, when you already spoke to me, I didn't know if I was supposed to leave or not. I don't know.
Well, no, you're not supposed to leave till we address your case.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we did.
We just spoke about who you were because, well, honestly, I don't know who Motorola 15G Ace was, so I spoke to you about that, but we didn't talk about your case yet. I have you in order, and I will actually be getting to you soon.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be back with you. Right now, though, I'm going to move forward with Marisol Zuniga. Ms. Zuniga, can you
Yes, ma'am.
unmute? Hi, how are you this morning?
I'm good, and how about you?
Thank you, I'm fine. I did receive all of your information. I did want to ask you if you understood the options for pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and your written plea was a plea of guilty. I'll accept your plea at this time. You had asked to pay the balance within 30 days, but you are enrolled in high school. Therefore, you are eligible for the teen court program. Would you, in the teen court program, well, let me say one more thing about this charge. With this charge, the state law is that even if you pay it, you still are required to do a tobacco awareness class. And if you fail to do it, there are consequences to your license. So if you want to do teen court, there would be a $20 fee and the tobacco class, and you could do that online. And it would be due quickly. It would be due May 26th. Do you want to do teen court to save some money and still gain a dismissal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There is a $20 fee for teen court, and we're going to ask you to pay it today. Can you do that?
For the teen court?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you will have a tobacco class due a month from today, May 26th. We'll give
May
you class
26th.
we'll give you class information and your deadline in writing when you come up here to pay the $20 fee. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
What time can you be here?
Maybe in like 2 hours.
Okay, we'll see you sometime after lunch.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I have a question. So is my ticket gonna be dismissed with the teen court?
If you turn in your class, if you pay your $20 fee today,
I'm sorry, but I can barely hear you.
yeah, I don't know how to talk louder, but you might, and my volume is up to 100%. So
Okay, I
you
can
can
hear
maybe
you.
check your volume, but you would have to pay your $20 fee and turn in your teen court class by May 26th. And you would have your ticket dismissed.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay.
We will see you here after lunch.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll have to look at them. 12. Okay, on the
Am
Rosenbaum.
I able to leave the group?
You're good to leave.
All right.
On the Rosenbaum case, where are we, Mr. Matson?
I've extended an offer that Mr. Wolf is going to bring the offer to his client, and we're going to reconvene on or before final pretrial date.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, that final pretrial date is June 1st at 2.
Yes, ma'am.
If all the cases are resolved before that date, I will cancel that date, but otherwise I'll expect to see both of you here.
Yes, ma'am. You referring to Mr. Matson and I, correct? Not Mr. Rosenbaum?
Well, I mean, you know the rules about when your client is required to be here. It's not a trial date. He's your client, right?
Mr. Rosenbaum?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah, and we were talking with Mr. Wolf about the Rosenbaum case, right?
We were talking about the Rosenbaum case. And just so you know, Judge, I did want to tell you that there is, I don't know if it's on your end, but when the audio does really muted level.
Yeah, I mean, you're cutting in and out right now for me.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I'm going to do the best I can, but
yes.
I mean, I don't know. It can be on my end or it can be on your end. Some people are not having any trouble at all, and some people are having trouble.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to make sure you're aware.
Yeah, I'm pretty aware of it.
May I be excused?
You are.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving forward, Mr. Matson, let me go ahead and move you along. Amanda Sierra's case, and that's from the Tisdale law firm. And I believe that Mr. Bradbury is here for that case. And Mr. Bradbury, I'm going to go ahead and send you over to the pretrial room. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Christopher Hughes, let's talk.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I did receive your information. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and I believe we had a plea on every case except the newest one, which is a stop sign charge from March 3rd, and if you paid it, it's $234. I received a written plea of no contest. Is that your plea at this time?
No, it was guilty. I plead guilty.
Okay. You checked no contest, but either one allows me to move forward with sentencing. And then
I see.
I'll make a note of that. And then I did review the income information that you provided. The net effect is that I am moving to order community service instead of payment. That would be 136 hours. And we would start with a due date of June 28th. So that would be a check-in time.
Okay.
And that means that if you've got all the hours done and turned in and we verified them, we're good to go. If you haven't, you turn in what you've gotten done and give me some sense of how much longer you need. And, I'm usually fine with that as long as we just keep connecting until it's done. I noticed, or maybe it's not yours, let me double check. You're in Temple. I have a list of places that you can use to get started. If you leave the list, make sure you read the notes very carefully, because I'm going to give you a list of places. I'm going to give you rules, and I'm going to give you a timesheet. Okay. And if you will read those rules before you get started, make sure you understand it's like a traditional timesheet. Tell me where you went, make sure it's a nonprofit. If you leave that list and you go to a place that is not a nonprofit, that's where people run into hiccups, because they get upset with me. I don't count those hours because legally I can't count them. So it must be a nonprofit. Everything on my list is a nonprofit. Okay. So the list is good to go. If you leave it because you want to do something else, make sure that it is a nonprofit. Okay.
Sounds great.
I'll need you to, I can recall your warrants today. I do need you to sign one document. It's a release sheet for community service. And I want to give you your packet of places, instructions, and timesheet. Can you come by this morning or this afternoon?
I can come by around 3 to 3:30.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you. And I do need to ask you, and I didn't, nothing about your application told me this. Do you have any disabilities that I need to take into account?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. All right, we'll have everything at the window. I will be recalling your warrants today. You can come in the court building. You will not be arrested at the court building for coming in to resolve things. And we'll just see you at the front desk, okay?
All right, and will that community service fulfill the multiple violations that I have?
Yes, sir, but it will. It's going to resolve everything together.
Totally.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So moving forward, let's see. Dewan McIntyre, excuse me, Miss McIntyre. Dewan McIntyre.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you, ma'am?
Good, how are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm fine. I did review your information. And I did see a plea of guilty. I just wanted to confirm that that is your plea today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll accept your plea. And then I did determine that you're eligible to work off your funds and costs through community service. In your case, it's just 14 hours of community service due May 26th. And I have a packet for you regarding how to do it, the rules, the places you can go, and a timesheet to keep track of your hours. I need you to come pick that up and sign for it. Can you be here? Can you be here this morning or this afternoon?
I could be there after lunch.
Okay, that would be fine. So we'll see you this afternoon, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I should appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Just if you get to that deadline and it's not done, turn in what you've got. Drop me a letter telling me how much more time you think you need, and I'm usually good to go on it. If you get it all done and we can verify it, you're done. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. And then this will help me get my ticket dismissed, or will this stay on my driver record?
So right now, I didn't have a request for a deferred. Are you requesting a deferred right now?
I don't know. I didn't know, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to.
Yeah, you can. You can request a deferred right now. So I will take that as a request for a deferred. I will grant your request for a deferred.
I should appreciate it, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And that deferred will end August 30th. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you a question, though. And I do want to know, I should have asked you this earlier, forgive me. February 27th, were you insured?
No, ma'am, and I don't even have the car anymore to get insurance on the car to give you the insurance so that I can get the ticket dismissed.
Okay, well, I would need it for that date anyway on that.
Oh, okay.
So another question I have is, are you driving still?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Normally
I have a valid driver license. I'm just not driving that vehicle. I get to and from work through my mother. She lets me use her vehicle, but I do have driver license.
Okay, is her vehicle insured?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here's the plan, okay? The deferred would run till August 30th. You're coming in today to sign that document and I will sign it too. The condition of that deferred is no more tickets, no more citations, okay? Don't get arrested or get in trouble. 14 hours of community service. I think we're gonna put it to June 28th, just so that if you need more time, it's already built in.
Okay.
And I would like to see just the insurance on the vehicle you're driving. Can you bring
Well, I
that?
only drive it to work. I don't drive it personally. Do you still need it then, though?
Yeah, just a copy of it. Yeah.
Okay.
When you drive up here, you could bring it today and we can copy it, or you can give it to us on June 28th,
Okay.
which is gonna work better.
To bring it in June, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Okay, so we'll have all that at the front desk, and those two things are gonna be listed in that deferred document. The proof of insurance, June 28th, and the community service, June 28th, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we'll have everything at the window for you, okay, Ms. McIntyre?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thanks for speaking up for yourself. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, so I'm moving forward. With Regina West. I noticed, Ms. West, that you have been getting a lot of car repairs done. And I'm thinking that that is why we don't have proof that your vehicle has been registered, because that's what this is about, a registration charge back in February on the 10th. So what I'm really curious to find out is, can you get the vehicle registered? And if so, how quickly?
Yes, ma'am. After I get done with work today, I plan on going to get it inspected. And I'm waiting for payday, which is this coming Thursday, to follow the registration and everything.
How about if I extend you to May 10th to
Okay.
bring the registration so that you can get your case dismissed?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So here's some tips, okay? One is, when you go register the vehicle, make sure to tell them, hey, I have a ticket. Before we register this vehicle, I have a ticket. They are going to charge you $8 extra, okay?
Oh.
And you need to tell them, because we need that slip that they give you, the receipt, that you peel your sticker off.
Yes, ma'am.
We want to see that over here to do your dismissal.
Yes, ma'am.
Your dismissal here is going to also cost you, but it's $20 instead of $151.
That's doable.
Yeah. See, it's a lot better. So what I need from you today is for you to swing by and sign for your extension to May 10th.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I'm just going to note that it's for a $20 dismissal fee plus paperwork. And that paperwork includes that registration paper, okay?
Okay.
When should we look for you to come sign today? This morning or this afternoon?
I should be there this morning, probably about 11 at the latest.
Okay, we'll see you then, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ms. West. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And I am moving forward with Dallas Simmons. Mr. Simmons, how are you this morning?
Doing great, ma'am. How are you?
Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing great. Listen, I had a question for you. Can you hear me okay? Okay, I can barely hear you, but I can hear you. So I had a question for you. I am seeing that a payment plan might be a difficulty because you have a health issue that is keeping you from working. I could order community service, but that would be subject to a doctor approval. So maybe the answer is for me to order community service and give you 60 days. And then if you can bring me a doctor's note, I might be able to excuse you from it. Because the pulmonary embolism is what you described to me. That's a pretty serious thing. Yeah. So, and I'm sorry that's happening. But what I'm going to do right now is just order community service with the thought that I might be waiving it because you're going to bring me a doctor's note. Are you going to see your doctor soon? I'm just not hearing you at all. There's some kind of music that I'm hearing. That seems better. That's a little better.
I have a doctor appointment here. I'm not a permanent resident.
Lean up to the screen.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not a permanent resident.
May 5th.
Ma'am.
Did you say you have an appointment May 5th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, good. Your due date for your community service won't be till June 28th. So sweet, come by the court today. Let's get your paperwork in your hands. Take it to your doctor's appointment and see what your doctor says. If your doctor writes you a note saying you can't do community service, then I will waive it. Okay? Got it? Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I have a question, right? I had my charge was for my ID, right? My identification, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm not a permanent resident.
You don't live here?
So, ma'am, I'm like back in Atlanta, Georgia to here. I have family members here.
Okay, well, then what I can do is put all of this on hold and schedule you to talk to the prosecutor. He's available. He's available May 10th, May 12th.
Well, with my condition, I've already started seeing a doctor here.
So you're talking really fast and I can't hear you. It's almost like you're muted. I mean, you were so quietly, I'm not understanding you. Part of it too is you're moving around a lot. There's a lot of motion. And that's going to make it worse. It's like people who say they can't hear people who drive the vehicle. It's because they're moving so much. Signal isn't connecting. I can hear you as if you were across a crowded room. I can barely hear you.
I was saying that I could go with community service, right? Because I wasn't a permanent resident, but now I have a doctor here to treat me for my condition, and I might as well move down because I'm already got a doctor here, and they're already working on the doctor here.
So just nod if I got this right. What you're saying Listen, I think the best thing is for you to come up to the court building and let's schedule you to talk to the prosecutor. What, I need you to come back up here today. Are you coming this morning or this afternoon?
transportation.
I can't hear you.
I don't have a car, so I don't know what time I can get there today, but I can get there before you close.
Okay, I'll just put this afternoon. I heard you say you can be here before we close at 5, so we'll have your paperwork at the front desk, okay? You might really before the next meeting. I can't hear you. If you get on the Zoom website, you can troubleshoot it there. I can't troubleshoot it in a meeting. Go onto the Zoom website before the next meeting and try to troubleshoot it there. Because it's like you're at the end of underwater. Yeah.
Okay, well,
We'll have your paperwork at the front desk. Okay, thank you. So moving forward, Bernard Fonseca, I know you're on the phone. Can you unmute? Bernard Fonseca, can you unmute? Mr. Fonseca? Are you there? Mr. Fonseca, Bernard Fonseca? Well, there you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hello.
So I did review the information that you gave me,
Yes, ma'am.
and the way that it looks to me, I should move to community service.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I was asking, if possible, because I had recently lost my job.
I know, I'm sorry to hear that, but there's a way here to do that, and that's, it would be 111 hours due
Okay.
June 28th.
And if I'm able to do that, will that take care of all of my work? It will.
Yeah, that's everything.
Okay.
I just need you to come by and sign for your packet and pick up your time sheet.
And I just go by to the regular courthouse in my city, right?
Yeah, where you came before and did your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, is it this morning or this afternoon?
I could do it before 12. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you this morning, okay?
Okay, so just go to the courthouse and I can take care of it?
Yes, we'll have a packet for you for community service, and it will include a timesheet, the rules, and a list of places to choose from.
I appreciate it, ma'am. I'll be there this afternoon.
Great, thank you. This afternoon.
No problem. Thank you. Am I dismissed?
Yes, you are. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I just want to see something because I suspect that they don't have it. Okay, so moving on, Leilani, excuse me, Leilani Bordeaux or Beardeau? Miss Beardeau?
Yes, you said that. This is her mom. I'm getting her.
Okay.
Okay.
Miss Beardeau, hang on just a moment. I'm going to take Mr. Metzen because I need to move him forward. Mr. Metzen, I think you were talking with the Tisdale law firm about Amanda Sierra, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so where are we with regard to this matter?
We have a deal in the works, but we would like to set for final pretrial to conclude it.
Okay, that's fine. So there's only one thing, and Mr. Bradbury, just hang on one moment. Did we send that over? Mr. Bradbury, that legal email that we have for your law firm, we sent this over this morning, and it's actually a family violation a family violation sheet. And it's something that is required by state law. It's like a magistrate type of thing. It's not a magistrate thing because it happens in a different spot in the process. But it's something that I would ask you to review with your client and have signatures, because I'm not going to be able to approve anything until I get that. So I'm going to go ahead and it was emailed this morning to you. And then it looks like our final date for pre-trialing basically is June 1st at 1 here in the building if we aren't resolved by then. Okay.
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mattson. Thank you, Mr. Bradbury. I'm gonna let you go, Mr. Bradbury, okay?
Okay. Have a good day.
Thank you. And then, Mr. Mattson, I am moving you forward with the Mr. Kramer here on the Griffin case. Mr. Kramer, can you unmute and get on screen?
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Oh, San Francisco.
Yeah.
I'm
Good morning,
joking.
Judge.
I'm joking. Okay, I'm going to send you on over to that meeting.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And so thank you, Ms. Beardo, for waiting. Let me get you on screen, okay? Let's see. And yeah, we'll want to unmute. Perfect. Okay. Y'all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just get to where you're holding still. It's going to help a lot. Okay. So, ma'am, there's a stop sign charge, and that's an older case. And that one had, we're at the point where teen court did not work. And there was a 30-day to pay sort of order that got put forward. And that was all due. I think that's already all been due. So I can put that on a payment plan. I know you're working. When are you paid?
I'm paid every Friday.
Every Friday. Okay. This Friday, can you pay $25?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I believe that's the 28th. Let me double check the date. The 29th, okay? And then two weeks later, we would do that every 2 weeks.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna have you sign for that today. Now, the tobacco case has fines and costs of $181, and there is a mandatory tobacco intervention class that is required by law, even if you pay it. So I would allow teen court there, except that I'm really not sure that teen court is a good fit for you. I mean, it didn't work. I'm willing to try it again, but why is it different now?
Back then, and I was working, and then I was in and out of the hospital, so I kind of just lost track of time with teen court and everything.
Okay, all right, well, let's try it again. Okay, because it will save you a lot of money, and I mean, you're gonna have to do the class anyway. So with that one, it's a $20 fee, and that needs to get paid today. Can we pay that today in cash?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you're actually gonna have an online class due May 26th. It's a 12-hour class. And you'll pay for the class, okay? But if you turn it in by May 26th on time, I'll dismiss the charge and waive the $181 balance on that one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, on the speeding charge, it's just going into payments, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
On her, you pay it online? This is wrong.
Yeah, Mom, and actually you have to come in and sign with her today because
Yeah.
of her age. And they can give you all the information about how to pay online versus how to pay, in person. But the $20 fee has to get paid today in cash when y'all come in.
Okay.
Okay. And then the $25 this Friday, you just want to weigh your options out, what you want to do about it, because if you pay online, you wind up paying some fees. And so you just have to decide if it's worth it. You can always pay early and pay more. It's just a minimum $25 every 2 weeks beginning Friday. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Are y'all coming in this morning or are y'all coming in this
Yes,
afternoon?
This morning.
Okay. We will have everything at the front desk for you shortly.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you both. Okay. Did we hear from the Chandler law firm? What? Okay. Because what? Oh, okay, so they've talked at least. Okay. Okay. This is Alavari. That's a community service order. Okay, so on Mr. Pye, he is just a no-show at this point. Yeah, I mean, let him deal with the consequences of that because I think he's playing the game. Okay. On Turner, though, that's a community service order. Let me get you a table on that. Turner is also community service.
Hello, Judge.
Yes, hi. And so y'all were talking about Ladarius Griffin's cases?
Yes, good morning again, Judge. I talked to your fine prosecutor there, and I'm just going to follow up with him after I talk to my client today, and we're going to try to resolve this later today.
Okay, Mr. Kramer, here's how we're doing it at this court. We have an in-person meeting that we're scheduling for June 1st at 1 o'clock. We'll send that to the email that we use to set up this meeting. If the cases are resolved before that date, well, then that will cancel that date. Okay?
Sounds great. Sounds great, Judge. Thank you so much for all y'all's help.
Thank you. I hope you are in San Francisco. It looks fun.
I was last year. I would love to tell you I am today, but I'm not.
It obviously made a good impression.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city. Well, thank you, Judge, for your time. You have a great day.
Thank you. You too, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Matson, I only had one question. Have you heard from the Chandler law firm regarding Crystal Hernandez?
I don't believe so. Let me just do a quick search in my inbox.
I know y'all recently did supplemental discovery and there was a rep letter April 19th regarding that. And so I thought maybe y'all might have had a discussion since the rep letter was so recent. No, the rep letter was not recent. I'm sorry. It was a year ago. I know there was discovery and there was supplemental discovery, which might have been Ms. Rice, because that sounds like her. That's a slight tag there, but we'll go ahead and schedule it for a final pretrial.
I would do that. It looks like I just pulled up the history. Oh, wait. I think this is the right person. Crystal Diaz.
Crystal Marie Hernandez.
have we reset their final pretrial multiple times now?
I need to look and see. I got to the discovery point and just felt like they should be ready to move forward. Let me look.
So I have an email from April 6th where they requested a reset.
Hold on 1 minute. Christian Powell is trying to get back in the meeting. Let me see what's going on with him. Hey, Mr. Powell. Can I have Mr. Powell's file back? His audio is connecting. He's driving. Mr. Powell, you're driving. We don't allow driving on the video screen. So I'm gonna, yeah, I can't hear you, and I shouldn't really be having like a video chat with you while you're driving because it's a crime. So Christian Powell. Okay, well, I don't know. I had his file earlier. He's on my list for today. Call back to the clerk, pull over, and call in. Okay, well, let's create a file because he's on today's list, Mr. Powell, and he's been in the meeting all day. Mr. Matson, let me get caught up with you on this. So they wanted a different pretrial, final pretrial. So I'm trying to figure out why we scheduled them for Zoom.
The last time that they emailed that I have was on April 6th, and the attorney had a migraine.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now.
But they were just a no-show. I haven't heard anything from them since then.
So the last email is, we said it's going to be a preferred setting. And they did not confirm that, and we appear to then have just set them for a Zoom. I don't understand it, but this is back, Melissa, April 6th. There's an email from you to them. And did they not reply and we just kind of dropped the ball? That was. That's the last thing scanned into the file. Yeah.
So it's been reset our pretrial today and final pretrial June 1st.
Yeah, I think she got focused on the other, but what I'm trying to find out is, did we confirm that June 29th with them?
No, ma'am, I'm not receiving.
Okay, well, we need to follow up on that and just tell them that it's a preferred setting, and I'm not going to reschedule it. And that's that for them. Because they're a no-show now on this one. And I think what they're doing is basically waiting to see how long they'll forget and not following up. We don't need them to follow up. We need to push them to just do it. Just let them know that it's a preferred setting and that therefore no resets will be entertained. Especially since they missed this. They're a no-show. Okay, so we're just going to count them as a no-show on Zoom. They're scheduled for a preferred setting on the 29th of June. Preferred settings under the Code of Procedure means that no resets will be entertained.
Okay.
We tried to confirm with them. but they're just ignoring that. So just do it. Okay, we're adjourned for the day.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.